Hey there, little mama. You know, we as moms can get really tired, and self-care is one of the things that we keep labeling as the solution to our frustration and our tiredness and all of this. Well, today on our show, I want to talk to you about something that you may not know about self-care and how to talk to your husband about it. On Moms Like Us Do Things Like This.
Welcome to the Moms Like Us podcast, where moms just like you learn strategies, systems, and skills through expert interviews and real-life insight designed to take your marriage, mothering, and home to the expert level. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin, your mom mentor and host, author, international speaker, and the founder of the Moms Like Us Academy. I've been coaching moms for over 25 years, and I have some really good news for you. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. So let's get to today's show.
Okay, what we do when we're so tired. Motherhood is kind of busy, and it can be really physically exhausting. But it also has mental. It also has emotional. It has spiritual. It has physical. All of these things are what goes into making us moms. Moms, probably just like you, just like me. Moms like us. When the culture is so negative about motherhood, the information on how to do it and do it well can be lacking. And that's what we're seeing in our culture today, is that there is a information void, almost an information desert when it comes to how to be a mom and be a wife and have a home. And that's why we have the Moms Like Us Academy, because in there, you just don't get good ideas. It's not about being a Pinterest thing where you're getting 3 points and you're posting it and you're ready to roll. No. In there, we do give you good ideas. I'm going to give you a few today. And better than that, we tell you how to do it. And then we tell you why you want to do it. So that it can be part of who you are. Like you take ownership of that. And then we walk alongside of you to help you walk it out till it becomes real in your life. And we answer your questions. So the Moms Like Us Academy is all about like taking all the good ideas when we can find them and putting them to practice. You can do this. Like I say, motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill and you can do it. You can learn it. You can learn it. You can learn all of the stuff so you're not so exhausted. Now, am I saying that the Moms Like Us Academy is self-care? I guess I am, because it does help you figure it out. And there's other moms there for you to talk to and talk about things together. Like something maybe as simple as, what are you having for dinner? I don't know what to cook and I'm pooped. Or how to talk to your children about gender confusion. We do all of those things. We do the things that are going to make your world work and be what you want it to be, so it doesn't feel like you're walking through the mud all the time. And I know that you can. And it feels awful. You feel guilty. You feel shameful. All of these things. You feel terrible because you think, I can't do this. It looks like everybody else is doing it so easily and I can't. I'm falling apart and I'm embarrassed to tell anybody I am. And the last thing I want to do is have a marriage that doesn't last and screw up my kids in a house that's a total wreck and chaos and nobody wants to be in there and I don't want to be there either. You don't have to live like this. You do not have to live like this. There is another way. So, all that said, let me give you a little hint about self-care. I don't want to say it's become a pet peeve of mine that we talk about it too much, because I think it is just an avenue for us to be able to say, I need help. Somebody, please. And we think that if we tell people, I need self-care, myself is falling apart. Your self does not have to fall apart. Your self does not have to fall apart. You just need a couple tips before you get to the place where you feel like you're gonna fall apart. Okay, the very first one is, and you may not like this one, but just hang in, you're gonna like the other ones. A budget is self-care. A budget is self-care. Because when you know what's what, and then you can do it, then it becomes easy. You already know. But if your budget is a mess, then you're going to be thinking all the time, do I have enough money? Is that going to be the good? There's this underlying stress that's going on because you don't know what's going on with the money. And if it's not going well with the money, then you need to be able to like focus in on it and make it better so that that can rest. So you can have some rest in your finances. One of the biggest things of divorce and arguments, you can talk to anybody, is over money. And figuring that out takes so much of the stress and anxiety out of your life. The next thing that you can do is have a planner. Okay, well, maybe it's not even any better than the first one, but you're going to like the other two, I promise. Have a planner, not a schedule. We don't schedule. Like, where is my planner? Oh, it's over here. I'm going to go get it right now. You're going to walk over here with me. If you're on the podcast, I'm sorry. If you're on the podcast, I'm sorry. I just walked over to my counter because you're in Mona's kitchen. If you're on the video, you just kind of saw me walk away. All right, this is the Moms Like Us planner. This is not an advertisement, but I guess it's starting to end up like one. This is the Moms Like Us planner, and you can only get it inside the Moms Like Us Academy. Every once in a while, we sell it outside of it, and it goes from June to June. You know why? Because that's how moms schedule or plan. Because we don't schedule, we plan. And this is why I'm going to tell you why we do that in just a second. We have it in here, and all of the things that we do inside of the academy, we can continue to track as we're learning it and we're becoming more involved with it. And there's a QR code up here in the left-hand corner, every single week that has a video from me that encourages you. Oh, this is funny. For this week, it is why the never enough syndrome won't go away. Yeah, that's actually number 4. This is how we plan. And we teach you how to plan like a mom. The planners that are out there, they're just like, we're not students. We don't have a business where we have appointments every hour. We're moms, and everything gets kind of jumpy and everything gets misorganized. This planner is a plan that will make it work for you. And we teach you how to block schedule and move schedule and how to move things around, because a mom's life is movable. It needs to be movable. But we throw it out. We throw out the planner. We say, no, I don't want to plan. I can't plan. You can, and it will take some of the stress off of your life when you know what's coming up. It is one of the best things on the market as far as I think we're in our 8th year of this planner. It will help you keep the stress of not knowing what's coming up, not just where you have to be, but how about something you really need to look at inside of yourself? Some time for you to schedule to be in God's Word. What you're having for dinner. I have to tell you, that is one of the most important things we can do for self-care, is to have in the back of the planner, there's We have our 10 recipes. These are our go-tos and what we need for every single one of them. And we need to make sure that those are in our pantries for the days we just don't know what to do. And then we have the quick freezer stuff that's out in the thing that we can pull. So we don't have to be stressed. We don't have to bust our budget by going to fast foods all the time. It's practical because it works in a mom's life. Because a mom doesn't schedule like the world. A mom plans like a mom. And we're special. So get a plan. Get a plan. We inside the Academy, we have a course that you can take anytime you want. Anytime you want, you can take it. And it's, it shows you how to work the planner. You'll love it. The third thing is you need to go to bed. When it's time to go to bed, you need to go to bed. I remember saying that I put my children to bed at a certain time every night, not for them, but for me. Because I need to be awake and sitting down without someone needing me all the time in my own home. Do you feel that way? I know. It's so true. We need to find time where we are sitting down. That needs to be part of your plan. If you've got to move it around, well, that's fine too. When we have a plan for our motherhood, for how we want to see our kids when they're grown, things we want to make sure we instill into their lives, we can have these desires. But if we don't have a plan to work it out, then it's just really a good idea. Do you want a vision like that? We need to have vision as moms. This isn't just like maintenance. We're not here to just wipe bums and bathrooms. That's not what we're here for. We're here to raise resilient, godly adults that love the Lord and are using their gifts and talents for Him. We're supposed to be taking care of our own gifts and talents. We teach you how to work that into your life too. Because, sweetie, you have them. But you need to be working on them. So let me just give you a quick example of that. When you have, there was one girl I was coaching. She wanted to come home and be with her kids, but she really loved what she did, and she really felt like she needed the money. And we sat down and went through all of their budget and everything, and we have all of that stuff to help you go home. In the Moms Like Us world, you can find it. And financially, we figured out she needed about $300 to make their budget work if she goes home, and $500 so that she can enjoy being home. Okay? So how are we going to pull this amount of money from her gifting, because that's what she loved to do, and then how would we keep her moving inside of her craft, which was she's a hairstylist. Well, we figured out how to get the money, and I can't give you that whole thing right now because it's a little in depth, but it was actually possible. But one thing we did was, and she was so excited about this, she found in her small town a couple people that had high school kids, and she let them know that in November and in May for homecoming and prom that she was going to be available to do hair and makeup or teach a class of moms to teach them how to do their daughter's hair and makeup. So she had two little revenues going on there, and the moms loved it. And then she was able to do the thing that she loved the most, which was updo hairdos and makeup. Now, throughout the year, she talked about how she was getting lost in the scrolling, on Instagram and stuff. And I said, sweetie, I I don't think it's wrong for you to be like looking at things, because back in the day we had magazines and we would just flip those pages. It was almost the same as scrolling this way. We're just going the opposite direction. But what are you looking at? What are you looking at? If you go ahead and find accounts that are all about hair and coloring and updos and makeup, then you're going to be moving along in the thing that you love to the depth of your soul. That's called soul care. And I called it a soul scroll, because she was scrolling and she was feeding her soul. It wasn't just random. I know it's harder now with all the ads and stuff, but what else did I tell her to do? We realized that Pinterest was going to be the best place for her to find those things. So she found the accounts and she wrote them down on a piece of paper. And when it was time for her to sit down, she pulled out the paper. She didn't have to think, okay, where do I go? And then type it in. And, oh, no, that wasn't the one. And I can't really remember. She wrote it down. So she knew where to go to scroll. You can do that with websites, too, if you love to cook like I do. I have a couple websites that I love to go to. And that's where I go and scroll, because I'm satisfying my soul. When I'm done with however long that I've decided that I'm going to scroll, I'm satisfied, because it's feeding my gifts and talents. It's feeding a thing in me that I love. I'm not just trying to hope something will hit a dopamine for me. It's actually helping me grow. That is the way to use the internet. And when you sit down and you do that, then you are truly getting some self-care. Okay, so you need a budget, learn to plan, go to bed, learn to scroll to feed your soul. I guess I have one more. Nope, two. You need time with your man. I have a video that is on 7 reasons to say yes when you want to say no tonight. We need to have time with our men. There is something chemical that's inside of us that gets helped and ministered to when we spend time with our husbands. So, tell them Mama Mona said that, this is self-care. This is self-care. Not just leaving everybody and going off somewhere else, because when you come home, they're all still there. And everything still isn't the way you want it to be. You might feel better for a little bit. You might have prettier nails, but I don't consider a manicure self-care. I'm sorry, I just don't. And the last thing is not just a thing that you can do. It's a thing I want you to know. And this is the big one. I had a thought recently about what is so hard when we talk about motherhood being hard. Like, what really does that mean? It's a lot of work, but lots of jobs are a lot of work. If you're an emergency room doctor, dang, that's hard, right? So why do we walk around with this negative narrative about motherhood's the down, it's the blah, it's the hecticness, it's so hard, I can't take a shower? Like, what is going on there? What is going on there? And then I realized something. I called my daughter to verify, and she said, "Oh, Mom, that's it. That is it." We don't want to, when we say we want self-care, it's not that we want to get rid of our families, or that we, need better nails, or we need to soak in a tub. You can do all those things, but they're not self-care. I think when we say self-care, we're talking about we need a break from the responsibility of being a mom and in charge all day long. All day long. We need a break from the responsibility. We feel responsible for every single thing that's going on. The whole day. Minutes. And even when the kids are taking their naps, we feel the responsibility of having to have everything clean. And then it's like, okay, now I'm sitting down and everything's still a mess. So I feel guilty and I'm ashamed that I can't do it good. And this is what's taking up your time as you're supposed to be resting. Or we're on Instagram or wherever we're at, and we're just telling ourselves, we're just looking for a place to not be where we're at. So we can like zone out. How many times did I say, I just want to go zone out somewhere? What I was saying is, I just want to break. I want to break from the responsibility. Motherhood is a great responsibility. It's a wonderful thing, but it is a big responsibility. If you mess up with a brand new baby, it might not make it. Might not make it. So we need to look at how we view our responsibility, how we view it, and then find a break from it. Yeah, can you hear that in the background? There is someone tearing down a tree behind me. But this is a really important episode, and so I'm going to keep going. I hope you don't mind listening to the tree cutters. We had some bad storms come down. Okay, I hope you feel a little bit better about how you can view self-care in a way that is really productive and really helps you get the self-care you want. Moms like us in the Moms Like Us world, we're trying to make it, and we're trying to make it together. And it's things like this that make it so we can. The world doesn't have, as I said, the world doesn't have a lot of options and places where we can learn. There's no degree in motherhood and womanhood, being an at-home mom. There's no degree in that. But there are women that can help you. And like I said, in the Moms Like Us Academy, we have them. We get the best experts that we can find, and once a month there is an expert class, and then that's available, and then there's just all kinds of things that you can find there. And you get me, Mona the Mom Mentor. I'm always there, and we can answer your questions and help you along. Go and check out the Moms Like Us Academy. I think you'll find it to be a place where you can feel at home, and we can help you with all of the self-care that you need. So that's it for now. I will see you next time on our next episode of Moms Like Us Do Things Like This. And when we do, I want you to be here. Bye for now.